Podcast. Woot woot. I am your host, Chet Ya Betcha. Joining me as always is my glorious co-host, Alfalfa. Alfalfa, how you doing?
Oh, wrong character. Sorry.
So before we dive into all this, two things. One, yes, this is the mainstream version of the Wrestling Underground where we talk WWE, AEW, and New Japan like the plebes, simps that wrestling fans have become. But be sure, once this hits YouTube, to download the link below for the real Underground podcast. Secondly, did you know there was a live-action sequel to the goddamn Little Rascals?
The fact that we just found out, I'll probably tell you how good it was.
Well, considering it came out 6.5 years ago, you'd be onto something. Okay. I'm just going to say this once, though. The I Got a Dollar song is the greatest song this side of Making Us Crush 'Em. I got a dollar. I got a dollar. I got a dollar. Hey, 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 hey.
All positions, we still feel that.
Yo, oh, I don't even care if it's a dollar. If I reach into like my pants or coat and I pull out a single, I'm like, ooh, free money.
Hashtag options.
I can go get a burger with an extra 35 cents to go. I can go get a 4-piece chicken nugget from Wendy's. I can get a pack of gum if I steal it because I don't have an extra 25 cents. Options. So I'm Chad Porto. He's Marcus Green. This is the Wrestling Mainstream, the above ground pool of podcasts. Oh, I am going to keep that. That was good. And then the Wrestling Underground is the Grotto podcasts. Not the Grado, Marcus. Calm down. Not what Pope would call Grado. The Grotto. No, I mean an actual grotto. With pretty bikini babes and cool blue water. Pretty sure it's supposed to be clear, but all right. So we're going to hit 4 headlining topics this week. First and foremost, the WWE booking is terrible. They're doing this Retribution angle. I'm sure if you're listening, you know what that is. Marcus, I just got to say, 32 weeks in and we still don't know who's in it. Bad gimmick. Bad idea.
And still don't care. Amazing.
It's almost like they don't know that when things aren't working to not do the things that aren't working. Now, it would be bad enough if they were keeping them masked but keeping them strong. We like to call that the aces and eights effect. Somehow the aces and eights actually have nostalgia now. Don't know how. I guess 8 years will make anyone look good in hindsight. God knows that's true. But with this, it's not even that they're booked strong because two dudes, big old Biggie Keith Lee and kind of still big Drew McIntyre, didn't just destroy all of Retribution, or as the folks at WrestleTalk call them, Matribution, but they also beat down the newly foursome of the, I was about to unironically call them the Beatdown Clan. That's not right. The Hurt Business. Two dudes took out 10 people. Folks, there are times when someone goes, I can't believe they had him get buried. And we go, losing a 25-minute match against the world champion in a competitive back-and-forth affair is not burying. And then there are times when I have to scream, hey, y'all, this is what a burial looks like. Keith Lee and Drew McIntyre look strong. That's good. But the other 10 dudes now look like chumps, and considering one of those chumps is Bobby fucking Lashley, you done fucked up there, kid. Is there any hope for any of this?
No, it's the same thing with Aleister Black, Andrade and Angel Gaza.
The Andre
Like
Cien
they
Almas Battle Royal.
Andrade seeing, oh my God, he's buried. Um, yeah, I mean they're now mastering, instead of going, burying people one at a time, they're doing it in trios. Um, and now factions. So no, I'm not surprised at all. They just spinning their wheels with this. They better hope to God they can pull it together with whatever they're gonna have Sasha do, because that's literally like the best thing they got going right now. Maybe other than this whole thing with Roman. Um, so.
Spin the wheel, make a deal. Spin the wheel, make a deal. Spin the wheel, make a deal. Oh, by the by, Marcus and I are about to go do a full-on deep dive into the first 2 seasons of Lucha Underground. We're going to be doing a review of that in 2 weeks. And then, this is news to Marcus, but it really shouldn't be. After that, we're going to take another 2 weeks and then do the last 2 seasons of Lucha Underground. We have to wait for our antidepressants to come in to cover that.
Thank God, 'cause all the way through.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. I stopped watching midway season 3 because I'm like, oh, we're doing a season-long tournament of people who absolutely suck. Yeah, not great. Maybe hindsight's 2020. More than likely, it's legally blind. Moving on, though, to WrestleVotes. They got a report saying that a certain WWE talent has decided not to re-sign with the company once their current deal expires. To WrestleVotes, I say this. Resign has a hyphen. Resign does not. Resign means to leave, to vacate one's post. So if you take this at its grammatical face value, what they're saying is, I can't reveal the name as that's just not smart business. Actually, it's perfectly fine business unless that's the source. But I can very confidently say that a certain WWE talent has decided to not resign with the company once their current deal expires. That means they're opting not to quit when their deal is up. Okay. Or brilliant. But I choose to believe that he's a grammatical fuckery. And he meant resign. In which case, speculation. Adam Cole, Cesaro, Finn Balor, Mickey J. Okay, they're not all winners. Who's leaving? I have a theory, but I want to hear your thoughts first.
I think I'll be honest, man, I think it's gender. I think he called Vince and told him he got rid of his back acne, and he fired him on the phone.
Hey Vince, good news. I've told my glandular issues cleared up, so I don't need to keep taking steroids. You're fired. Wait, what?
Like that episode of Family Guy when Lois got fat and Peter fell in love with her all over again.
So I don't know exactly when this deal is up. Assuming it's a 3-year deal, that would mean that he's coming up on his contract. But I believe that the name that WrestleVotes is hinting at is one Loppy Bashley. Wait, hang on. Booby Lashley. Nope, that's not right. Robert R. Lashington III. God damn it, that's not it. Bobby Lashley. Wait, no, Brock Lesnar. God damn it, one of those is right. So here's my thought for Bobby Lashley. Usually, when guys have opted not to resign, Vince goes, well, you're just going to be one of the enemies then. Bury him. And it makes sense. Bobby Lashley hasn't had a win in about 14 years. His last title, I think, was the Segregated World Champion back in 1958. That was when Vince Jr. was super into booking the big bodies, as long as they were a Caucasian. I think the last time Bobby Lashley was in a meaningful program was during the Civil War. To which I'm saying, he's been badly booked. And there's no reason to book Lashley badly. The dude looks like he looks. You don't even need to have him talk. Have him come in every match. You open up with him doing a goddamn what the hell is that called? A judo throw? Not a judo throw. It's that move Daniels used to do where you'd run up to the guy and hit him with like a sweeping leg and like his thrust to the throat, and he would drop him. Just do one of them, and then bounce off the fucking ropes and do a goddamn spear. Boom, 20 seconds. Bada boom. The realest guy in the room, Bobby Lashley. Bobby Enzo Lashley, birth name. You don't need to have him talk, and then you just do a bunch of 20-second squash matches, and you have him just like destroy people like the bitches they are, and then boom, Brock Lashley. It's fucking easy. But that's not like he's had like what, 1 U.S. title win, maybe 2, since coming back.
Yeah, he's the current champion. Yay.
His longest storyline was the worst episode of Blacked we can think of. I'm just saying, like, this is like, of all the big names they got over the last 5 years, besides EC3, who could have main evented SmackDown the day he popped back up on TV, has there been a more just truly ghastly booked star than Lashley? And I mean of the signed talent within the last 5 years. Lashley signed in 2018. I would say no. I would say that there hasn't been a badly booked star as bad as Lashley in the last 5 years who have signed in the last 5 years.
Yeah, when did re-sign with them? And I really don't mean to take this hard of a shot, but I mean, also would have to deem him a star. When did Myers re-sign with them?
Probably around the same time Lashley did. Yeah. But I wouldn't consider him a star, so I don't think he qualifies.
Exactly. So that's the caveat. So yeah. You know, other than EC3, like you said, you know, and we've seen clearly we've seen more of Lashley, but that don't mean much. I mean, if we talking about, you know, looks to, you know, the booking to appearance thing, EC3 had a better run because, like you said, he had the most prominent storyline that was also the shittiest. Mm-hmm. So, and that didn't even get any finality. You know, she just, you know, they're permanently separated. So, yeah, I don't. And even with him being the champion now, I mean, what does it mean? You know, he just took it off of Apollo, who clearly needed it more. But again, you know, the whole faction deal, and there's potential with that faction. But you know, after what happened on this latest episode on, you know, Dum Dums, not so much.
On this episode of Monday Night Suck. Well, at least Vince is accurately advertising his content these days. So, I mean, accuracy 100, efficacy 20%. So there are some mitigating circumstances that go into why I think Lashley could be on his way out. Number one, Bellator, who he still has a contract with, even though he hasn't fought for them in 4 years, is moving to CBS Sports Network. Turns out I can get that on my cable package for $10 more a month. Homie's about to be watching some weird CBS Sports for the rest of the year. They got like the WNBA, Euro soccer, and then like tennis. And I'm like, well, I guess I'll be watching a lot of MMA then. He's also apparently in negotiations to do a bare knuckle fight. Not against Brock Lesnar, not as interested, but I digress. And I got to imagine that after the run he's had an Impact, and after seeing how Bloodsport, and we'll get to it on the download, on the Wrestling Underground podcast download, what we're seeing with Ring of Honor, I think Lashley's like, I'm good. I'm a bounce. You can call me a Super Bowl because I'm out of this bitch. And I'm somewhere underneath the girder aisles in aisle number 9. Just like look underneath the bottom section. I'm stuck there. I'm a fucking bouncy ball. It fucking happens.
Did it ever Uh, I guess probably in your mind that could also still be Ray, or is that situation closer to finality in terms of him staying because of obvious reasons than we knew maybe a few weeks ago?
Well, I do agree that the Dominic Mysterio thing, if anything, has swayed Ray into staying, but also I'm going to pretend that WrestleVotes is cognitive of his word choice. And it's just completely incapable of spelling correctly. And as somebody who, in his life until today, did not know how to spell the Polish pastry kolaczki correctly, I'm not going to be too much hung up on not spelling things correctly all the time. He said resign or resign. God damn it, Chad. He said resign. Mysterio, to what we understand, does not have a contract, which means he would not need to resign. He's already technically a free agent. If that's the case, then I don't think Ray qualifies in this. But also to double down on what you thought, yeah, I think the Dominic side of it would all but ensure Ray sticking around for at least another calendar year, at least until they decide that Ray and his son no longer are relevant enough to keep throwing money at it. And apparently now his daughter's going to be doing an angle with Murphy. Can't wait for the wife to get involved. Her versus Vicky Guerrero, SummerSlam 2021. Book it.
Hey man, slow up, Ray. your daughter's just freak around and end up with a Triple H Stephanie scenario.
Yeah, especially the D tier level version of Triple H. By the by, can we? I said it. Now I kind of want to see it. Can we get Ray's wife versus Vicky Guerrero in a Dominic on a ladder on a pole match 2? This time it's the moms. I would love that. That would be fucking fantastic. So let's move on and touch on this because this is dumb. Rusev, Miro, whatever you want to call him, debuted on AEW, and I have things to say. One, where are they going to fit him? They already have a chunky big boy roster, and didn't they just have to fire 2 British chicks and alleged rapist Jimmy Havoc? Sorry, alleged women beating Jimmy Havoc. Sorry, alleged drunk at Jimmy Havoc. Ah, goddamn, I'm all over myself on that one. Like, didn't they just have to fire these people because they were too expensive? And they're still signing guys? So I guess it's cool to fire people as long as they're, not big time names that you can not even use to get 1 million viewers. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but even with the stuffed roster, Chad, they need somebody to fill that coveted primetime spots on their show, because with Cody filming some reality show, they're going to need some recognizable faces on the screen. And who's more recognizable than Rusev? Miro. I'm sorry.
Miro Mem. Stout Shady.
That's sticking. That's it. Stout Shady. That's the one.
The other problem is the dude's. I believe he has amateur grappling skills. He's a legit power lifter, and he's got about as much charisma as a half-empty can of desktop computer cleanup. I.e., if you inhale, he's good for a laugh, but that's about it. So, what exactly are you trying to do? This is the same shit we get every time someone new debuts. I even have a flowchart. I will see if I can't find that flowchart. Because it's very simple. And Marcus, once I actually get to it and find it and bring it up, you're going to be like, huh. You're not wrong. All right, let's see. Maybe we can just scroll down. Friday. Here we go. AEW booking strategy. Number 1, debut big name. Number 2, give him cool guy gimmick. Number 3, talk trash about Connecticut. Number 4, leave without doing anything. Number 5, 8 weeks later, losing matches on Dark. Number 6, profit.
Okay, wait a minute. What was this uh their complete strategy for everybody, or did they leak what they was gonna do with him to you early? Like what?
To
Because
answer your
that was
question, yes.
that was that was his debut verbatim with a, as Paul Heyman would call it, not a prediction, probably a spoiler. So
Well, like Cody debuted same way. Kenny Omega debuted same way. The Lucha Brothers debuted same way. Hangman Page debuted like man. They all debuted with like I'm the big name. I'm cool guy. We're not gonna be like Connecticut, and then they leave.
oh damn.
Like it's fucking
Or
easy ass strategy.
or they immediately, they say all that, immediately go out to Moxley, lose, and then move on to a new program, a la um, Luke Harper.
Yeah. I mean, like, think about that. Luke Harper might be the only guy who has a gimmick, but he didn't even debut with a gimmick. He popped up with cool lighting, cool gear, going, I'm cool guy, Luke Harper. They have an entire dude who's the epitome of this idea, and his name's Orange Cassidy. He's just the cool guy gimmick. It's obnoxious. And here's the thing. If we're talking like peak super heavyweight or whatever qualifies as super heavyweight nowadays, like pure peak in shape 1991 era Vader, there's no better person to do that with than Rusev, than Miro. You have him show up like fucking goddamn Vader out of Hellfire. You have him beat down everyone, throw people through barricades, and then like you have him like, and then like maybe you do it like during a segment where there's Lance Archer, and then you just have the two square off and like look at each other, and then you have him leave. Like holy shit, that would have been huge. But no, instead he's the best man. And Chris Jericho's sitting there going, yeah, it's like Kurt Hennig's Mr. Perfect gimmick. It's gonna be so over. You mean like the 100,000 people you helped infect at South Dakota at Sturgis, Chris? Is it that over? Because that's pretty fucking over, Chris.
We remember everything.
Oh, we never forget. I might not remember birthdays. I might not remember the name of the street I drive by every morning. I may even have a hard time remembering if you are the girl that I was trying to avoid when you text me. But when it comes to shit to hold over you, I'm a goddamn iron trap. You can call me Mr. Heffalump. Because I'm an elephant you'll never forget, bitch.
Might not remember my girl's whole name or birthday, but Nazi fuckers and COVID infectors.
Listen, I'll give you first and last name, or I'll give you birthday. You will not get both in my head. You can pick. Or I can pick for you. For Marcus, I picked full name. I had to write down his birthday. So, this is kind of where we're at right now with Miro. It's not exactly the best situation to be in if you're a Miro fan, because he's going to get lost in the shuffle. They've got too much cream in the middle. I know everyone thinks a double stuffed Oreo is the greatest thing ever, but the only reason the Oreo works is because it gives you just enough with each bite. When you go too much on the inner, you take away from the outer. No one wants to just have frosting. That's why the chocolate's there. Otherwise, we'd all still be eating Dunkaroos. Bitch, no one likes Dunkaroos.
I'm the premier fan of the Oreo, primarily the double stuff, and I hate that you just said that because I had ice cream. I had double stuffed Oreo, and I think this was the first time I tried to crush the double stuffed into the ice cream, and I was like, oh, that was cream instead of ice cream.
Ah. The pain is real, Marcus. The pain is real. I'm hoping Miro does well, but like you got Lance Archer, you got Luke Harper, You got, we're about to talk about Will Hobbs here. He looks like a stud.
Wasn't Brian Cage supposed to pop?
Brian Cage was supposed to be this big time thing, and he's just a mid-carder now. You got John Moxley, who's, admittedly doing fine, but, until when? Like, AEW is doing just as much harm to their names as WWE is. Yeah, too many. Like, you had the biggest name in wrestling in 2017 in Pentagon. And, like, he's a lower mid-carder at best right now. You've taken all the flame out of his goddamn wings, which is ironic because they're apparently building up to a too-late-to-matter feud with his brother Phoenix, and it's like, why the fuck are we even doing this now? You never should have came in as a tag team. Kenny Omega, holy shit. Talk about a waste of space. It's a bad situation in AEW right now. And no one seems to care. Bad booking, man.
Look, they, like Marvel, they're really good at knowing what their audience is, what they want, and they cater to it. Like you said, they present something different from WWE, which really isn't hard. And
we'll get to some real difference here in a second, though.
Yeah, and then, because that was some premier stuff. I'm so glad you told me to watch it. It was just excellent. But I digress back to this. Like, it's what really pops these fans is when they crap on Connecticut. From, like you said, when Cody debuted, the smashing of the throne. All these guys come in, talk about that sour grapes. Luke Harper, like, another old man will never sleep on me again. We got Miro. The freaking Kip Saban has never even been affiliated with WWE, and he took a shot with the Twitch thing. So, they could say they're not checking for him, but it's like you do that every chance you get. And it pops your fans because they want this Wednesday night war, this whole back and forth, who's going to put who out. That's not a thing. And yeah, like I said, they know their fan base and they cater to it. So, we're going to see. Like, I just don't think, for us specifically, we're like way past the hype. I don't even know if you was ever into the hype. So it's like, that hump has been over for a while now.
So, when it comes to hype, Marcus, I'm going to give you a little anecdotal kind of example of who I am. You can sit here and tell me how cool Razor scooters are, but bitch, I knew at 11 those were fads. My fad radar, with a G, not with a G, with a D, fad, F-A-D. My fad radar is unparalleled. Beyblade's fad. Pull apart pretzel pizza crust, fad. PT Cruisers, the worst fad. Only second to those cubes. What were those? Someone was drunk in the meeting at Ford going, what if we have a window that loops around? Call it cube. Or is it Zion? I don't even know. It's fuck. Where do I fucking... I'm drunk. A lot of this AEW hype is still just a fad. And a lot of and the way I can say that is because they are using the internet wrestling community to judge and cultivate their product. Here's the situation there, Eleanor. The folks at the WWE has been doing that for 5 years, 6 years. Their product has gone way downhill by doing that. Impact, when they decided to listen to the IWC and go, intergender wrestling and wrestling is more about art than it is about... They went downhill. So, just going to throw this one out there. Maybe don't cater to the IWC. I don't know. I'm just going to say it. I think you guys are kind of lame. Y'all have terrible taste in shit. Y'all made Marco Stunt a thing. You owe us an apology. Marcus, let's take this one home because I got to get to the underground because we got some good shit to talk about tonight. So if you want to listen to the good shit, Marcus, they have to go to the website realnerdcorp.com, or if they're here on YouTube's listening, it's going to be in a link down below in the description. Click on that. It's free. And then get to listening. We're going to be talking Ring of Honor's new presentation for their Pure tournament. Impact's main event for Bound for Glory has me the big angry. And Josh Barnett has revealed the first couple names of his Bloodsport show, and I think they're fantastic, and you need to watch when it happens. But we'll get there. So for Marcus Green, you can find him over at Twitter at ParadoxKid, ParadoxKid. That's
me.
You can also find him on his other podcast, The True Penny Show, TruePennyShow.
Yep.
You can find me on Twitter at Chad NerdCorp, ChadNerdCorp, and on the Instagram at Chad's Photo Hut. Links to all that is down below. I think, maybe, I don't know. And you can be sure to check us out at the website at realnerdcorp.com. Marcus, we are done. We're flipping over to the podcast. If you guys listen on Twitch, have a wonderful night. If you guys are joining us while you're listening to this on the YouTube, we're right down below. Say hi, click on it, and get into it. So for Marcus, I'm Chad. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for giving us a chance. And as always, watch more wrestling. Marcus, say goodnight to the Flat Scans.
Good night, me.